Now, keep in mind that we still do have our time restriction rules in place. I believe that is on the forums. I don't remember all of them offhand, but basically it's going fight, and we'll see if that will be, well, match ends up. Hopefully, we didn't run into any of the time restriction rules last week, even though we had them active, but that made it easy to not have to deal with. Hopefully the same will be true for today. Of course, all that time restriction stuff is under a lot of discussion currently with the way that the new rules and the competitive scene have been put up. But we are getting into our first game, so if you want to run it down, Mr. Brick, go ahead with ship number 1.
All right. Jesus, take the wheel. Has a gap mortar front and a flare mine launcher side. The Ye Old Rubbish has a art front, double art side, and a gap mortar side. The Flying Jellyfish. It's a Hwacha fish with Gatling carronade sides. The Crown Tyrant. Classic. Gatling mortar front and rocket flare sides.
Now, it should be interesting to note that usually you have Crapper Sturdy as the second pilot on the Thralls. He is not here right now, and that might be why we are not seeing the Wizard like I usually am accustomed to doing so. The Wizard, of course, being Crapper Sturdy's infamous Spire, and instead we have the Hwacha fish of the Flying Jellyfish this time around.
Yes, we've seen Fiasco Total pilot for the Glowwater Thralls before. This is nothing new. It looks like Yale Rubbish is getting things started out with the Artemis trifecta. A good way to lead in if you're a junker. You don't necessarily have the speed to charge in, but with all 3 Artemises firing at once, you can certainly take out their weapons as you're coming in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Three Artemis can wreak all sorts of havoc. I was on a junker yesterday with somebody firing 3 Artemises, and everything was dead all the time. Probably not so much the case on a jellyfish. Of course, jellyfish's components are a little bit more spread out, but they are, Artemises are definitely good.
Well, there's that one big front gun to take out. It's a massive
absolutely.
target.
Yeah,
that's taken out.
Well, that's what you're aiming for every single time. All right, so these two teams are kind of settling into little, their own size currently. It looks like it is going to be Sacrilege who will make the first move out. Now, can you?
Sacrilege are going to go low. They're going to go under the ship. Yeah, you can fit under there. Yeah, you've seen lots of teams fit under here before.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's just generally not a route you see taken. You do have to be real.
Oh, and they've gone completely unspotted. Oh, no, the Yale Rubbish was briefly
Yale Rubbish does get spotted.
The jig is up.
Yeah, that was a really sneaky approach, though. I like that. That's really clever. Unfortunately, with the spot, but it doesn't look like the 2 Thrall ships are really reacting to this. They weren't turned really
Crown Tyrant
all the way over.
Should already be turned, but he's not. He's finally turning now, just in time. Oh, good Hwacha hits on the Yale Rubbish, taking out 1 engine.
Well, so unfortunately, most of that did go into the balloon, though, so not really as effective as it could have been, but at least taking out 1 component is taking out better than nothing, and now Jesus, Take the Wheel, and Crown Tyrant are gonna head in this, straight up 4th battle between 2 Gat mortar fronts, and it looks like Jesus taking
a lot
the
of
wheel.
Damage, armor's down.
Oh, and I have a feeling Hwacha Barrage is gonna come in any second now from the Flying Jellyfish. Jesus, Take the Wheel, taking so much damage here. Are they gonna be the first ship to go down? Not quite yet. Oh, Crown Tyrant also getting that return damage, and I haven't seen any Hwacha fire. Where was that Hwacha? It is going down now, but that's after the Crown Tyrant dies.
Yeah, that Hwacha took an unusually long time to fire.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why it was taking so long. Was it knocked out?
I think the gun might have been disabled. If only we had instant replay.
Yeah, I wasn't quite watching for that well. Regardless, that was a really good start for Sacrilege. However, Crown Tyrant spawns basically right back in the middle of
Yeah,
this
you
fight.
couldn't have asked for a better spawn.
And let's see if they go after Yield Rubbish or if they take on take the wheel
Jesus,
once
take the
more.
wheel. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. Good,
so.
good idea. Good
Permahull's
idea.
already weak. He knows it.
Oh, but the
Spends
flying
and buckles.
jellyfish is getting bumped here,
Oh,
and
but a good kill just barely saves his ally, the flying jellyfish. And now Yale Rubbish is in a 2-on-1 situation.
yeah, not a very good spot to be in. He is taking a lot of gat fire there. Gonna start taking that mortar fire in just a few seconds. Yep, there it goes, flying in. Nice hits from that mortar from that far away.
A few of those mortars went wide though. Didn't quite manage to kill him. Oh, but those quatches taken out 2 of the engines, all the guns. I don't think Yale Rubbish is going to be able to escape.
But Jesus takes the wheel,
coming in.
charging back in here, full steam. We'll see if he manages to rescue his teammate.
I don't think
fast
so.
enough. Well, maybe. The Crown Tyrant is now switching targets, and he's gonna ram into the side here if he's not careful. Oh, but it's in fact Jesus takes the wheel, who takes a little bit of a bounce instead, and Yield Rubbish is gonna get away. Although the problem is that he's not gonna be able to really contribute much to this fight whatsoever.
But Jesus
all of his guns is still hurting.
Has bought Yale Rubbish probably enough time, and they're in a safe enough position that they'll be able to regroup and re-engage here in their own terms. Flying Jellyfish is coming in. Yale Rubbish should have its guns repaired by now.
Oh, and that watch of fire just absolutely missing everything. Flying Jellyfish getting into the middle of these two ships, and I'm not sure if there's where he wants to be. It's just getting ahead way too much, and oh, that is brutalization right there. But he does get his armor back up just ever so slightly. We'll see if that's...
Oh, rams in the Yale Rubbish. Flying Jellyfish
barely
is still alive. Oh my goodness! One shot would have finished him off, and it does.
Oh,
Crown Tyrant's coming in. Crown Tyrant's just got to go for it now.
Jesus takes the wheel, getting peppered from the back there. But armor still doing fine for now. It is going to go down. Let's see how well those mortar shots are able to come on in. Just a few more, but
he's take the wheels, about to moonshine ram himself into the terrain.
Yeah,
he almost killed himself actually.
Bizarre. I'm not sure about that moonshine backing up. A little bit of a bump there from
I'm not sure if the ram was the best idea from the Crown Tyrant. Knocked his gun arcs off. The balloon's down. The Jesus take the wheel is barely alive.
Oh, and the flying jellyfish is coming straight from the back, and it actually focuses on Jesus takes the wheel.
Oh my goodness!
Instead of Yield Rubbish.
Rocket missed.
Why did the jellyfish not just get on the Yield Rubbish and knock out all their stuff?
Bizarre decision making here. Well, I guess they just want to finish off the weakened ship. Looks like that's what they're going to do here.
Completely understand, but now the Crown Tyrant is taking gat mortar fire from the Yield Rubbish, taking so much damage, and the jellyfish had just like the biggest opportunity to take out
that is true.
all of Rubbish's stuff.
It seemed like an especially bad decision from the flying jellyfish, especially since they actually missed every single shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Rubbish is down though. They must have used the carronade as sort of a drive-by on the side. Now they're doing it again, the carronade. Good use of the Goldfish's sight guns.
Yeah,
absolutely. Unfortunately, Crown Tyrant has rammed his ally. Flying jellyfish. Oh no, Jesus take the wheel, coming in on the flying jellyfish, going for a roll! What a ram!
That was about as effective as a ram as you can possibly get.
However, he has left his tail exposed to the Crown Tyrant, who's got the drop on him here.
Crown Tyrant is going to take full advantage of this. He's got to be a little bit careful here, though. He is on top of that ship, wants to make sure that he doesn't slam into any of the debris on his own, but Jesus takes the wheel, hurting badly. Trying to Phoenix Claw to turn around and face his foe, but now it's moonshining to maybe try to get underneath that ship, but just too little, too late.
Yale Rubbish is getting in deep here. Yale Rubbish shouldn't have tried to save his ally, I don't think.
He has done a good job knocking out all sorts of components with that Artemis, but now that Watch of Fire is going to come on in. And as long as it connects, but it barely does, all it knocks out is one Artemis. And now if Yield Rubbish is, careful enough, he can probably knock out the rest. There was some little rams, which is
ugly ram by the flying jellyfish there.
Yeah, well, Jesus takes the wheel. He's going to actually come around the side here. I think he's going to try to catch the Crown Tyrant. yield rubbish. That was a good watcher fire. There you go. That's what you need to do with that watcher.
Yeah,
And
focus
now
fire.
Crown Tyrant.
The Glowwaters only need one kill to win. It doesn't matter if they win the engagement, they just need one kill.
And that armor is all the way down. Mortar raining on in, but they get the armor back up just barely. Are they going to be able to survive this barrage? No,
Nope.
they are not. And down goes the yield rubbish for a 5-3 victory for the Thralls. But that was a very, I want to say, ugly type of game. There were a lot of missteps, I feel, from kind of both teams, more or less throwing themselves at each other and picking weird targets. And it started out looking pretty good. I like that approach that the Sacrilege took. Unfortunately, it did get spotted, but that was a really cutesy path to take around and try to catch your opponent off guard.
Oh, well, anyway, about to get this match
All right,
started.
so we are finally getting started. And we'll see if the Thralls can take this down 2-0, or if Sacrilege will come on back and tie it up here. Go ahead and take away the ships, Mr. Brick.
Jesus Take the Wheel is a gap mortar front, flare, mine launcher side. He filmed his Quatcherfish with mortar flare sides. Flying Jellyfish is a carronade fish with flare carousel sides. Crown Tyrant is a gap mortar Pyrrha with rocket carousel flare on the side.
Yep, so we do have a little bit of a switch around. The Flying Jellyfish now flying with that carronade, and we have no pyramid. Oh, actually, we do have a pyramid down. We have a second goldfish on the Sacrilege side, but it's choosing to fly with a watcher instead of a carronade. What do you think? Is that a good choice here, or is that a bad choice, or is
I've
it something we'll see?
seen Glowwaters use carronades to devastating effect on this map with a spire. I mean, with a blenderfish, I just think they might be able to completely outmaneuver the Sacrilege team, just blend them down into all this awful Velcro-y, nasty, killy landscape.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm not very articulate tonight. Anyway,
of course, carronades are also very, very adept at taking out components, and so that watcher can get completely destroyed. And this is about as close.
It's just one of those moments where, oh shit, they're right in front of us!
Crap, they're everywhere!
Oh, Crown Tyrant bumps into something as he just goes, oh shit, trying to find his bearings, firing on the Disney films. The Jesus Take the Wheel is firing on the Crown Tyrant. Oh dear, the Glowwater Thralls have been caught completely out of position here. Jesus Take the Wheel taking heavy damage, however, the Flying Jellyfish and the Crown Tyrant focus fired him down. Now the Disney films, it's unable to kill either of these ships on its own. He just needs to get out of there.
Oh, but does do a good watcher barrage, getting that heavy carronade at the Flying Jellyfish.
That's what he needed to do. He needs to avoid bumping into the building he's about to butt ram himself into, which he does.
That's not a good way to go.
Oh dear.
And that heavy carronade is
now he's been
rebuilt
blended
and
down.
getting fired upon. Can he take it out here? No, it is too low of a firing angle. It does take. Oh wow, the Crown Tyrant actually just slammed the Flying Jellyfish back into the building there.
Oh, nasty. Getting caught down here. All the Jellyfish needs to do is just crush the Disney films down into the landscape and finish him off.
And it looks like the Disney films is going to be
down there
for a while.
But the Jesus Take the Wheel's not going to let him finish him off, though.
Yeah, he's coming in full on, but that carronade already doing work on Jesus Takes the Wheel. However, not quite enough. But Crown Tyrant, are they able to the
good
Jesus
dodge
Takes the
there
Wheel?
by Scrim, reversing away from Jesus Take the Wheel, going up high.
Does get out of that arc, but the Disney films is out.
Did you see that? Crown Tyrant goes above Jesus Take the Wheel just as he's about to kill, relying on his Flying Jellyfish ally to blend down the Jesus Take the Wheel so he wouldn't be able to finish off the Crown Tyrant.
Yeah, it looks like Jesus Takes the Wheels bouncing around down here. I think they actually might be Velcroed. It looks like they're having a tough time getting out.
Glowwater Thralls know is that it's just as good to just disable your opponent with the blender fish and then finish it off, one ship at a time, as it is to just go for a kill.
Yeah, and it looks like the Flying Jellyfish is just going to stick here, taking the Jesus Takes the Wheel down repeatedly. We'll see if Jesus Takes the Wheel can return enough fire to have that not happen. Ooh, Disney Films in the meantime gets absolutely obliterated by the Crown Tyrant. And now Jesus Takes the Wheel with no halls, getting slammed against the side here. This is not going very well for the Sacrilege team at all. But Flying Jellyfish taking a lot of damage, bouncing off some terrain. Can Jesus Takes the Wheel finish them off before they themselves bite the dust here? Crown Tyrant
Oh,
coming
great
on
flying
in.
by Flying Jellyfish here. Look at this. Gets right on its tail.
Yeah, it just bumps those front arcs out of the way. No return fire for you, and Jesus Takes the Wheel.
Trying to moonshine underneath this little area here, but no dice.
No
dice,
quite gonna happen.
Kamasabi.
So that was that was quite an interesting start to the game. I mean, those ships were as close to each other as you could possibly get, and then suddenly a flare goes up, and alarms get sounded.
The Glowwater was just completely like, oh fuck, shit. You saw, Crown Tyrant was just bumping into stuff, trying to figure out what they were caught completely by surprise. However, just after that, I mean, just the teamwork and the skill of the Glowwaters just sort of methodically took down the Sacrilege team.
Yeah, absolutely. I also think the Disney Films came in with a Watcher Barrage, which missed most of the Flying Jellyfish at first. If they would have been able to get that carronade down right at the start in that very first engagement, that probably would have gone differently. They did manage to get it down in the second Watcher Burst, but by that time, Jesus Takes the Wheel, I believe, had taken a lot of damage already. All right, so let's see if Sacrilege team can regroup here and even try to get towards evening this out.
Kind of going in reverse here. Kind of moonwalking towards where the Crown Tyrant
into the Crown Tyrant.
This is not the way you want to engage. The Crown Tyrant has the Disney Films dead to rights. He's already started firing home. Jesus Take the Wheels also fighting the Crown Tyrant. Focus fire going down on the Crown Tyrant. The Crown Tyrant trying to go low. The Disney Films' balloon is taken out, however.
Yeah, Disney Films once again hitting with that Watcher, but not taking any components out. Disney Films drifting down over here, and Jesus Takes the Wheel, taking so much damage.
Knocking off his gun arcs. Oh no, if the Crown Tyrant hadn't taken the bounce there, I got to think he would have finished off the Jesus Take the Wheel.
Probably, and let's see if Disney Films can take this opportunity to get back up, but they're just backing up instead, not wanting to engage here at all. Jesus Takes the Wheel, goes down. Watch Barrage coming on in, taking out the front, or at least, actually both of the front guns with the Crown Tyrant, but just a little bit too late.
Oh, Disney Films gonna have to pull off something spectacular here. Oh, the Crown Tyrant body blocks him, and I believe this is over.
Yeah, that is just absolutely brutal death right there to finish this off, and the Thralls they just absolutely schooled Sacrilege in that map. That was pretty crazy.
Oh dear, and just the last engage, Sacrilege are just caught completely out of position. The Disney Films are actually going backwards into the Crown Tyrant.
Yeah, right into his opponent. Never how you want to be, of course. I mean, they did get turned around before too much fire was exchanged, but that had given Thralls way more than ample time to close that distance without taking any sort of fire. So congratulations to the Thralls. They will again be moving on to a Sunday Rumble final. It's just becoming a fairly consistent theme here. Thralls getting into the finals